Hello and welcome to the Vegan Cook's Passport, where I aim to cook a vegan version of every national dish in the world. So today's recipe is from another Caribbean country. It's Barbados, where the national dish is flying fish with cuckoo. But before we get into that, let's have a look at where Barbados is on a map. Barbados is an island nation in the West Indies sub-region of the Caribbean, just here. It has a rich history. It was inhabited by indigenous Americans before being invaded by the Spanish and Portuguese, eventually becoming a British colony and part of the transatlantic slave trade. The cuisine is mainly influenced by Creole, African, British, and Irish cooking. So flying fish sounds interesting. It's basically fish that can be found in warm waters that can get up enough speed to be able to leave the water and effectively fly for a number of meters, go back into the water. I believe it's a method to avoid their prey. They used to be abundant around the waters of Barbados. Barbados is actually called the land of the flying fish, but the numbers are dwindling now as a result of overfishing. So a few more vegan versions wouldn't be a bad idea. So what am I going to use instead of the flying fish? I'm back to banana blossoms, which is probably the best fish substitute that you'll find in the vegan world. I used these for the first time in the Bangladesh dish, which I cooked in the last episode. And I'm going to use them here. I'm not flouring them or breading them this time. I'm just going to chuck them in there. You can generally find these canned in a lot of places nowadays, health food shops or just sometimes local supermarkets can have them. Definitely get the tinned or canned version. The fresh stuff, I don't know how to cook, to be honest, but from what I've read online, the tinned stuff is what you really want. So in Barbados, they prepare flying fish in a number of ways. It can be fried and then topped with like a Creole sauce. It can be cooked in a stew, which is exactly what I'm going to do today. So one of the main ingredients to go in the stew is a sauce which is specifically made in Barbados. It's a Bajan style mustard based hot sauce. So I bought this stuff online. This particular one wasn't actually made in Barbados. I think it was made in the States, but it's made to sort of quite a traditional recipe, I think. It's got a lot of like a mustardy sweetness. It's not too spicy. Yeah, okay, it's a bit spicy, but not too spicy. If you want to make this dish spicier, chuck in a Scotch bonnet chili, which is what I'm going to be doing today. But if you can't handle the heat, don't get out the kitchen, just use less chili. So accompanying this stew is a side dish that they call cuckoo. So cuckoo is cornmeal or polenta that's cooked down with water, some salt and some okra. So this is a very common dish that originated in West Africa. You can find all over the Caribbean and also in many parts of Africa as well. It's got a number of different names. It's called cuckoo here. I think in Antigua and Barbuda they call it fungi. It's called fufu in a number of places in Africa. It's delicious with the okra, which are these little funny vegetable things here. Lovely stuff. Can get a bit slimy if you overcook these, but lovely little vegetable if you haven't used it before. Give it a go. This is exactly the same recipe that I used when I did Antigua and Barbuda. If you wanted to check out that dish, you can find it just here. Right, let's get cooking some vegan flying fish with cuckoo. Add some olive oil to a pan over a medium-low heat. Add 1 diced onion, 1 diced red capsicum, and 2 minced garlic cloves. Fry for 8 minutes, then add 1 tablespoon of fresh thyme, 8 cherry tomatoes, 1 Scotch bonnet chili, 1 teaspoon of seaweed flakes, half a teaspoon of salt, and 2 tablespoons of Bajan mustard sauce. Cook that down for 2 minutes, then add the banana blossoms to the pan. Stir them in, then add 400 ml of water. Bring to a simmer, then cook with the lid partially on for 15 minutes. Check to see the banana blossoms are tender, then switch off the heat and add the juice of half a lime. set aside for later. Now on to the cuckoo. Take 1 cup of cornmeal and gradually add 1 cup of cold water. Mix thoroughly until it forms a paste. Next, add 1 cup of water to a pan, add salt and bring to the boil. Chuck in 4 finely sliced okra, then gradually add the cornmeal paste, stirring as you go. Turn the heat down to low, then keep stirring the mixture for around 15 minutes. You'll know when it's ready when the cuckoo stops sticking to the side of the pan. Use a wet spoon or greased bowl to serve the cuckoo as a side to the flying fish. Here we go! Vegan flying fish, although this flying fish was only ever flying high on a banana tree, with cuckoo. Alright, let's get stuck into this. First of all, I just want to show you how fish-like this looks. Oh, I've kind of just butchered it a bit there, but you can see that. Oops, dropped a tomato. Looks pretty good. All right, let's get this in. Oh yeah. Lovely. Gonna try a bit of the cuckoo. The sauce, that lovely mustard, it gives you a slight sweetness, but it's tangy with the lime and a little bit of spiciness. It's actually not that spicy. I put a bit of chili in, but I took all the seeds and the pith out, so it's actually not that spicy. It's got a bit of spice, just a bit of warming spice. Really fragrant from that thyme. It's a lovely dish. Lovely stew. That's great. I really like that. Wine pairing suggestion. I'm not gonna go a white wine actually. I'm gonna go a lighter red. I'm gonna go for Pinot Noir. I think that the mustard combination with the Pinot Noir is gonna go really well. Where Pinot Noir is from in Burgundy in France. That's near Dijon, where obviously they're famous for their mustard too. So there's a lot of like historical pairing of mustards and Pinot as well. You could go for a Burgundy, depending on your budget. So you could go for a Bourgogne Rouge, or you could go for a sort of a lighter Pinot from the New World, so maybe Yarra Valley in Australia, or if you want my favourite, Martinborough in New Zealand, just in that North Island of New Zealand. Should do pretty well. That was a success. Thank you for watching. Tune in for my next video where I'll be cooking a vegan version of the national dish of Belarus. See you later.